The world is old, older than we think. Its corners are filled with shadows. And in those shadows things stir. Things that have names, names whispered late at night, names that carry the weight of fear. These are the legendary creatures. The ones that remind us that not all stories have happy endings. Some stories are teeth, some stories are claws. Some stories are a cold breath on the back of your neck when you thought you were alone. They are the dark secrets of our shared imagination, given form. These creatures are not always monstrous in appearance. Sometimes their horror is subtle. It is a slow, creeping dread, a realization that the world is not as safe as it seems. They represent the unknown, the things that lurk just beyond the firelight, the whispers you can't quite make out. Their legends are maps, maps of our deepest anxieties, maps of the places we dare not go, but we tell their stories anyway. We have to. It is how we remember what to be afraid of. These are the tales that refuse to die. The vampire, a name that echoes through centuries, a creature of eternal night. It walks among us, cloaked in charm and shadow. Its hunger is singular, its thirst unquenchable. Blood is life, they say. And the vampire takes that life sip by sip, draining warmth, draining vitality, leaving behind an empty husk, or worse, another creature like itself. Its origins are murky, found in the folklore of Eastern Europe, in tales of the restless dead, of nobles who refuse to stay buried. They are often depicted as aristocratic, suave, seductive. This is part of their terror. The monster is not always ugly, sometimes it is beautiful. It whispers promises, it offers a dark immortality. But the price is steep, a loss of soul, an endless craving. The vampire is a parasite, elegant and deadly. It represents the fear of being consumed, of losing oneself to a powerful, irresistible force. It is the darkness hidden behind a captivating smile, the predator in fine clothing. The vampire remains a potent symbol. It taps into our fears of death, disease, and exploitation. Then there is the werewolf, a creature of primal fury, man by day, beast by night, or perhaps beast always, hidden beneath a thin veneer of humanity. The full moon calls to it, a silver disk in the inky sky, and the change comes. Bones crack, sinews stretch, fur sprouts. The transformation is agony, a stripping away of reason, a surrender to raw, untamed instinct. The werewolf is the beast within us all, given terrifying form and freedom. Its origins are ancient, woven into the tapestries of European folklore. Tales of men cursed, men who made dark pacts, or men simply bitten, infected by the rage. The werewolf is not a subtle predator. It does not charm. It tears, it rends, it howls its despair and its hunger to the uncaring moon. It represents the fear of losing control, of the animalistic nature that society tries so hard to suppress, the terror that, under the right circumstances, any one of us could become the monster. The curse is often a tragic one, the human mind trapped within the beast, aware of the slaughter. Across the misty glens of Ireland, another sound chills the blood. Not a roar of fury, but a cry of sorrow. The keen of the Banshee. She is not a creature of violence, not directly. She does not hunt. She does not kill. Instead, she foretells death. Her wail, piercing and mournful, drifts through the night, a harbinger of doom for certain ancient families. To hear her cry is to know that someone you love, or someone connected to your bloodline, is about to pass from this world. The Banshee, or Bean Sea, means woman of the fairy mound. She is a spirit. Sometimes a beautiful woman with flowing hair, pale as moonlight. Sometimes an old crone, cloaked and weeping. Her eyes are often red from her constant sorrow. She is tied to the land, to the old ways, to the families she has watched over for generations. Her appearance is not an act of malice. It is a duty, a sad, lonely vigil, but her presence is undeniably terrifying. A messenger from the other side. Her cry is said to be unmistakable. It can be a low moan. From the frozen forests of North America comes a different kind of terror, a creature born of starvation and desperation. The Wendigo. Its name whispers of cannibalism, of the ultimate taboo. It is a spirit of the winter, gaunt, emaciated, with glowing eyes and a heart of ice. It is said to be impossibly tall, moving like the wind through the skeletal trees. Its hunger is insatiable, a hunger for human flesh, a hunger that grows with every victim consumed. The Wendigo legend comes from Algonquian-speaking peoples. It is a cautionary tale, a warning against selfishness and greed in times of scarcity. It is believed that a person can become a Wendigo by resorting to cannibalism, or sometimes by being possessed by the spirit itself. The transformation is a descent into madness, a complete loss of humanity. The creature is driven by nothing but its ravenous appetite, a chilling embodiment of famine and its horrors. The presence of a Wendigo brings an unnatural cold, a sense of profound dread. It can mimic human voices. The sea holds its own dark secrets, its own beautiful, deadly inhabitants. The sirens, their voices drift across the waves, sweet, enchanting, irresistible. Sailors hear them, and they forget their duties. They forget their homes. They forget everything but the need to reach the source of that heavenly music. They steer their ships towards the rocks, towards their doom. The sirens are the promise of ecstasy, a promise that ends in splintered wood and drowning men. In Greek mythology they were companions of Persephone, cursed after her abduction, sometimes depicted as bird women, later as beautiful maidens with fishtails, much like mermaids. But their beauty is a trap. Their song, a weapon. They are not malicious in the way a wolf is. They are simply what they are, lures. Their nature is to sing. And their song is fatal. They represent the danger of irresistible temptation. The allure of something so beautiful, it destroys you. The dark aspect of the siren is not just the death she brings. From the deserts and ancient cities of the Middle East comes the jinn, or jinn, creatures of smokeless fire. They are not inherently evil, nor inherently good. They are like humans in that respect, capable of both. But their power is immense. Their forms, often shifting, they can be invisible, they can take any shape they choose. This unpredictability is part of their terror. You never know what a jinn wants, or what it might do. Islamic theology speaks of them as beings created before humankind. They live in a world parallel to our own. They have societies, families, beliefs. Some are devout, others are mischievous, or malevolent. The fear of the jinn is the fear of the unseen, the powerful entity that might be standing right next to you, listening, watching, judging. They can grant wishes, yes, but often with a twist, a price. Beyond the famous monsters, there are others, quieter, more subtle, the things you glimpse from the corner of your eye, the feeling of being watched when you are certain you are alone. These are the unseen watchers, the entities that don't always have names, or clear forms. They are the creaks in the old house, the unexplained cold spot in a room, the sense that the veil between worlds is thin, thinner than we like to admit. These lesser-known entities, or perhaps unclassified feelings of presence, tap into a primal fear, the fear of the unknown, the fear that we are not truly masters of our own domain, that other things share our spaces, things with their own agendas, their own rules. They might be local spirits, bound to a place, or they might be something else entirely, something that drifts through the world, unseen, unheard, mostly, until that one moment when you feel their presence, and the hair on your arm stands up. These experiences are deeply personal, often dismissed as imagination, or tricks of the light. So why do these dark legends persist? Why do we continue to tell stories of vampires, werewolves, and things that wail in the night? In a world of science and reason, these creatures should fade, become relics of a superstitious past. Yet, they thrive, they adapt, they find new forms in our books, our films, our nightmares. Their shadows stretch long into our modern age, because they are more than just monsters. They are reflections, they are mirrors showing us our own fears, our anxieties, our hidden desires. The vampire is our fear of death, our lust for eternal life, and our dread of exploitation. The werewolf is the beast within, the fear of losing control. The banshee is the inevitability of grief. The Wendigo, the darkness of desperation. The siren, the allure of fatal temptation. The jinn, the terror of uncontrollable power. Each creature holds a piece of the human psyche, a dark, glittering fragment. These stories are a way to explore the darkness safely, to confront our fears from a distance. They are a form of emotional rehearsal. What would we do if faced with such a terror? How would we survive? They also serve as warnings, cautionary tales passed down through generations. Don't stray too far into the woods. Don't trust charming strangers too quickly. Don't succumb to your basest instincts. There is wisdom in these old fears, if we choose to listen. Ultimately, these dark legends linger because they speak to something fundamental within us. The knowledge that the world is a mysterious place.